Have you ever noticed how some people are always quick to say, "I'm fine," even when nothing about them looks fine? They smile a little too fast. They explain a little too much. They reassure everyone before anyone even asks. They say it casually, confidently, almost proudly. "I'm good. I've got it handled. I'm fine, really." But the strange thing is, it feels like they are not trying to convince you. It feels like they are trying to convince themselves. Here's the psychology behind people who feel a constant need to prove they are fine. Not because they are dramatic, not because they want attention, but because somewhere along the way, being fine became a survival strategy. And if you have ever felt pressure to look okay, sound okay, or act okay when you were anything but, this is going to feel uncomfortably accurate. Let's break it down. They learned early that emotions were a burden. For many people, the need to prove they are fine starts long before adulthood. It often begins in environments where emotions were not welcomed. Maybe you grew up around people who were overwhelmed themselves, parents who were stressed, caregivers who were emotionally unavailable, homes where there was no space for messiness, sadness, or confusion. So you learned a quiet role. If you are easy, you are accepted. If you are calm, you are safe. If you are fine, you are not a problem. Psychology calls this emotional suppression. The child learns to downplay their inner world to maintain connection. You stop asking for comfort. You stop naming discomfort. You stop expecting support. Over time, this does not feel like hiding anymore. It feels like strength. You become the one who never complains, the one who handles things alone, the one people describe as so strong or low maintenance. But strength learned this way has a cost. Because when you are rewarded for being fine, you stop believing anyone can handle the truth of how you feel. So even when you are exhausted, grieving, or breaking quietly, you still say you are fine, because being fine once kept you loved. They confuse self-control with emotional health. People who constantly prove they are fine often believe that feeling deeply is the same as losing control. They equate calm with maturity, silence with stability, composure with success. This is where emotional intelligence gets misunderstood. Emotional intelligence is not about never feeling overwhelmed. It is about recognizing emotions and responding to them honestly. But when you grow up needing to manage yourself early, you learn to monitor everything: your tone, your reactions, your expressions. You become highly self-aware. You catch your own sighs. You swallow your own tears. You edit your own words in real time. From the outside, it looks impressive. You seem grounded, unshakable, put together. Inside, it feels like holding your breath. Psychology shows that chronic emotional suppression increases stress responses in the body. The nervous system stays alert. The mind stays busy. The body never fully relaxes. So you may look calm while feeling tense. You may sound okay while feeling empty. You may function well while feeling disconnected from yourself. And because you are handling it, no one checks in deeply, which reinforces the belief that being fine is what keeps you safe. They fear being seen as weak more than being alone. One of the strongest drivers behind proving you are fine is fear. Not fear of pain, fear of perception. Many people learned that vulnerability changed how others treated them. Maybe when you opened up before, someone minimized it, laughed it off, got uncomfortable, or pulled away. So your brain made a connection. Being honest equals risk. Being fine equals control. Social psychology calls this impression management. We shape how others see us to protect our social standing. But for some people, this goes deeper. It is not about looking impressive. It is about avoiding rejection. You might believe, consciously or not, that if people see your struggle, they will lose respect for you, that they will see you as fragile, needy, too much, so you present a polished version of yourself. You downplay your pain. You joke through discomfort. You say it's nothing when it is everything. Loneliness feels safer than being misunderstood, so you choose distance over disclosure. And the tragedy is, the more you prove you are fine, the more invisible you feel. They use productivity and positivity as armor. Another common pattern is overfunctioning. People who need to prove they are fine often stay busy, always doing, always fixing, always moving. If they keep producing, they do not have to pause. If they stay positive, they do not have to feel the weight underneath. Psychologically, this is avoidance dressed up as discipline. You fill your life with tasks, so there is no room for reflection. You keep smiling so no one asks deeper questions. You might even believe that negativity is a personal failure, that struggling means you are not trying hard enough, that rest is weakness. This mindset is often reinforced by modern culture, hustle language, toxic positivity, the idea that mindset alone can fix everything. So instead of asking for help, you push harder. Instead of slowing down, you speed up. Instead of admitting you are not okay, you prove that you are functional. But functioning is not the same as healing, and the body always keeps score. It shows up as burnout, as numbness, as sudden emotional crashes when you are finally alone. They do not know how to receive care without guilt. One of the most overlooked reasons people prove they are fine is discomfort with being supported. Care feels foreign. Help feels heavy. When someone asks, "Are you okay?" your instinct is to say yes quickly, before they feel obligated, before you inconvenience them. This often comes from attachment patterns. If you learn that support was inconsistent, conditional, or unavailable, you stop expecting it. So when care appears, it triggers guilt instead of relief. You worry about being a burden. You worry about owing something back. You worry about taking up too much space. So you preemptively remove the need. I'm fine. No worries. I've got it. You would rather carry your pain quietly than risk needing someone who might not stay. But emotional independence does not mean emotional isolation. It means knowing when to stand alone and when to lean. People who constantly prove they are fine are often incredibly strong. But they are strong in ways that were built out of necessity, not choice. Here's the truth that often lands hardest. You do not need to prove you are fine to deserve care. Being okay is not a requirement for connection. Struggling does not make you less worthy. Needing support does not erase your strength. The goal is not to stop being capable. It is to stop confusing silence with safety. Real strength is not saying, "I'm fine" when you are not. Real strength is allowing yourself to be seen without performing wellness. So if this felt personal, pause for a moment. Notice where you learn to be fine. Notice who you are protecting. Notice what it might feel like to answer honestly, even just once. You do not have to tell everyone everything, but you do deserve spaces where you do not have to prove anything at all. If this video put words to something you have been carrying quietly, stay connected. Subscribe for more psychology that feels human, not clinical. And if someone came to mind while listening, share this with them. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones who need permission to stop being fine.